All aboard!
The Graeme and Joe Show.
Okay, Graeme, welcome to the Graeme and Joe Show, Graeme.
Oh, it's
It's a pleasure to have you.
Okay. Well, without the Graeme, it'd just be the Joe Show.
It would be the Joe Show.
It'd just be you.
Doesn't sound bad, does it?
It doesn't sound bad at all.
The Joe Show. The Graeme Show.
I'd listen to that.
Does the Joe Show sound better than the Graeme Show?
Yeah, I think so.
A little bit. I don't know if it would be better.
Just because of the sound of the words,
the
not
rhyme.
because of the person that's doing it.
I don't know if it would be better. But who's to say? Maybe we should have rival shows.
Well, I literally would have nothing to talk about if it weren't to bounce off.
Oh, really? I think you.
I think as a pairing,
yeah,
that's where it's at.
that's where it happens.
Yeah, that's where the magic happens.
That's where the little spice comes in, the friction.
Big time. The friction and also the acceptance.
Understanding.
The understanding,
We're
yes.
like peanut butter and jam.
Yeah,
or,
peas and carrots.
Peas and carrots.
Yeah, Graeme and Joe. The most beautiful name in the world. Joe.
Who's that Forrest Gump?
Yeah. Jenny.
Jenny. Growing it. Well, yeah.
He calls
who's
us both
Forrest?
Jenny.
I'm Jenny and you're Forrest Gump. Is that what's happening?
Oh, yeah, definitely. You did.
I die from AIDS.
You're the little spoon. You're the little spoon.
I get to have the exciting life, but then I also die.
Oh, yeah. You had a great time.
Because I'm a free spirit. I did.
You had a great time, and I'm the simple one.
Well, you guys went to a war.
Who gets left with the kid at the end, and you can't
but
even teach him anything.
You can't teach, but the kid teaches him stuff, which is
that's
almost
true.
better. But you went to Vietnam. You set up a successful shrimping business.
Ah, yeah, I did, but all by accident.
Ran across the country. You invented the smiley face.
I really did these, like, not knowing.
You met JFK.
I was a war hero.
You went to the Washington March, the big $1 Million Man March thing.
Yeah, and any president that I met was assassinated.
Conspiracy?
Who knows?
Do you think Forrest Gump was actually like a secret undercover agent?
That's what I read from the movie. Yeah, that's for sure.
The deep subtext that he was actually a weapon of the deep state.
Probably. Definitely.
He was like one of those, do you ever hear those MK Ultra guys? There was a thing, which ended to be real, but they did it in lots of films and stuff where they were trying to like brainwash people so they wouldn't know
like
they were
Manchurian candidate.
Yeah. So they don't know they're assassins until they
say the magic words. They have
until they say
certain words.
Yeah.
Breakfast. I can't even think of any words. All I can think of was breakfast.
Breakfast? Kill the president? Jeez. Wait, what?
Oh, I have to kill the president.
No. Breakfast. Kill the president. Cheese. No one said. Did you say kill the president? No. Just breakfast and cheese. Kill the president.
Yeah.
It wasn't very effective, but I did it. So yeah, maybe Forrest Gump was an MK Ultra.
I think so. That was one of my favorite movies of all time. I have to say, I loved
Forrest Gump.
I love Tom Hanks, but Forrest Gump was just like, this is class, man. I had a bit of everything in it, like.
It really did.
You know?
Well, the soundtrack was all the good 60 songs, and the effects were cool for this day. I think I remember seeing it in the cinema with my parents. But that was back in the days, I remember, because before I got glasses.
Oh, yeah?
No one knew I needed glasses, because it's one of those things that...
Why is the movie blurry?
Literally, that was my... I was like sitting up the front, and everyone just thought I was being a kid who wanted to sit up the front. And I could never verbalize that it was like, it looked better. I think that's what I used to say. And I didn't know any glasses, because you don't know how anyone else sees, so I just thought everyone else was doing it.
Were these the days when you couldn't verbalize, when you couldn't talk?
Well, no, you know what I mean. You don't... I don't know that everyone else is seeing differently to me. It's one of those thought experiments when you're a little kid. You think everyone else is seeing the same, so you're just getting by. Okay. And no one apparently had noticed in my family that I was like...
blind.
Yes, like legally blind, I think, maybe. And it wasn't until we... when they used to do those like Eastern Health Boards, you ever had them come around the primary school? They used to do back in the day where they do like big group testing of stuff, and they do your hearing or something. Sometimes you have to listen to the beeps in the machine,
give you your little jabs. Sometimes
you got where they were testing vaccines on the children.
Oh yeah,
they're like, what's this one do? And then when they were doing the eye test,
the one that made you blind.
Exactly. And then they're like, we got to give them the other jab. But yeah, when they finally came around to test vision, it was like whatever way the round had gone. I was in 6th class, so it was quite late.
6th, okay.
So I remember, and I'll never forget it, just standing there, and they did it over in we had a little kind of mini sports hall, and we were doing it and queuing up, and everyone had to queue up and stand up and then like read like that classic.
Everybody's like, the queue's over here, Joe. Where are you queuing up for? Just little blind Joe going
at the like fire exit.
Oh, we better check this guy's eyesight.
But they did they were a classic optician thing with the big letter and the smaller letters, and it goes down.
Yeah.
And then queuing up, and then being in the queue, and we were so far away from it. It seemed like, and everyone else was just getting up and going like E F Q R S. I was like, how are people saying this? What's going on? How are they doing it? And I was like, I can't see that. What's going to happen? And then being a kid, rather than going, oh, I must have a problem, I was like, how do I get out of this without anyone noticing I have a problem? Because that's the worst thing.
You're trying to learn off what all the kids.
That's
are
what
saying.
I did. So
you did know.
The kid in front of me, was learning. I was like, I'm going to remember what he says and just say it then. And he was like, E F Q. I was like, E F Q, E F Q. And then as I got up, it was my turn. She stood up. Your one just turned the big page over to the next
way,
after having been the same for a few of them. And I was like, oh no. And then she was like, I was like, oh, like squinting my head off. And I got about 2 down. And then I remember she was like, definitely a problem there. And writing a little pad, and all these kids like, definitely a problem there, definitely a problem. And then going to the optician and getting my eyes tested, but then getting glasses. I never forget, and like walking out of the optician, and everything was in like 4K HD surround sound VistaVision. I was like, oh my god,
yeah.
Look at the leaves on the trees, look at the bricks on the buildings. There's always these weird things you see.
Amazing.
And I was literally like, have all you motherfuckers been lucky seeing this the whole time? I cannot believe. And my parents felt so bad. I think they thought they'd been neglecting me, but I think I was just a good little sneak that no one noticed.
Yeah.
But I used to love sitting close to the TV as well.
You did well to survive as long as
I did really well.
Joe.
I used to do all right in school as well. And yeah, sit close to the TV, and the irony, they'd be like, sit away from the TV, you ruin your eyes. And I'd be like, okay. I'm going to watch Star Trek The Next Generation from across the room and be like, what's happening? Yeah, but I used to say, it just looks better. I couldn't describe.
So you were lucky enough now that you got them late in the day.
Yeah.
Because like you didn't go through the whole bullying
No,
bit of it.
that was good. And even then when I had them as a teenager, I'd only put them on like in class or in the cinema or something. I wouldn't wear them around. And I only got contact lenses then later on again in like my 20s.
I had a horrid time in school.
Yeah, it's not good.
When I got I had glasses and then I got braces then. There was one year I was literally going around. I was like proper
like that
Bart Simpson nerd. But it like even had the lice shampoo in my, you know when you had to go around with the
stink.
Whenever you had the lice, the real stinky shampoo that you had in your hair, I was going around with that. Big fat glasses because they used to get me the nice ones, but I'd always break them playing the computer or something.
Oh, in rage?
Yeah.
Not even playing?
Do you know when you're playing Mario or something and you die, you just go, the first thing I used to grab was my glasses. I just fucked them across the room. So they started buying me the real cheap glasses that were bigger than my face.
But that'll learn you. That's how you learn quick.
No, well it did. I mean, I learned my lesson.
So annoying as a parent going, I can't believe he broke his own glasses in a rage.
But then it was the remotes used to just get smashed off the ground.
It wasn't too bad though. My friend used to do that though. Just throw it across the room.
I had a rage problem alright when it came to playing computer games.
You keep it under. You're like the Incredible Hulk. You're so nice and mild mannered normally, but
when you're going around with this curly hair, right? This curly hair with lice shampoo in it.
Lice must have loved you.
Lice loved me.
Lice were like, this place is like staying in
nice
a Bellagio hotel or something. It's like Vegas in there. It's like, you can never find us. Those little tin combs.
Once they're in, they're never getting out.
Did your mom try and get those little? Do you have to put your head over like a wet paper and try and get them out?
Just head over the bath.
No, but your hair, you'd be like,
it's game over.
2 hours
because it was even bigger than that back in the. Like I haven't cut my hair in about 6 months because obviously lockdown.
Your hair's like a black hole. It just gets denser and denser and denser.
Yeah. It just turns it goes ringletty.
Yeah.
And it just goes like big long curls down.
It does.
It's a horrible head of hair.
It's not. It's the same. Everyone loves it.
It's cool. It's alright when it's this length, but any longer than that now. When I look back in pictures of myself from college now, I cringe a bit.
Do you? Well, everyone. Well, that's what you should do. No one's cool looking back in college.
Yeah, but they were tough times in primary school.
That's
it was
rough.
all like
I'm glad I didn't get the glasses
eyes, curly Sue. Screech.
Oh, Screech.
Oh,
Curly Sue.
Tin Grin.
Tin Grin.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good one. Who came up with that?
Just
were you in a little
kids, man.
messer primary school as well? Was it like?
Well, I used
was there
to.
a few schwears because they're the worst. They
Of
just
course,
get
there
you.
were swears, man. I went to school in Tala.
Yeah, because they'll cut you deep. Those guys
yeah.
are sharp as a tack from every age.
Do you know, whatever doesn't kill you only makes you stronger.
Just hurt your feelings.
Yeah,
really
yeah,
badly.
yeah, yeah.
It makes you scared and
It
sad.
makes you lock yourself in your room and shout at computer games and break your glasses.
Yeah, they can't kill you physically.
Yeah.
They try and get you to kill yourself.
I know. I had a tough time back in school, but sure.
Look
But
at you
like
now.
college was even worse, if I'm honest. Not for bullying, but like just for time of me how I spent my time in
the
college.
wasting your
just
time.
very.
Well,
In
you could
UCD, sitting by the pond,
the first college
feeding
you went to,
feeding ducks and crying to myself, saying, "How does everybody have friends here? How do you make friends in college? How do they all have money to be drinking all day? And where do you go to join up to these cool societies that people talk about? Why am I all alone here?"
We had the idea of some American college frat party dorm thing. Yeah.
But people just seem to have cliques all over the place, and I used to be standing on the outside of them, just going,
Just trying to
"Oh
lean.
yeah."
Were you trying to lean in? Just
Oh, really? Oh.
everyone just stops talking and looks.
Yes, who's your man?
I don't know how that happened because UCD was like that. I didn't go there, but that was funny because you were a little popular kid in secondary school, and then it changed completely.
But that was the problem. I mean, you go from school to college, it's like chalk and cheese.
Yeah.
They're completely different, and somebody needs to tell you that before
They
you go.
really do.
Like, these are the sort of things, like, school's funny, it teaches this stuff that you never use again, mostly.
Yeah, no, it is. It's like
It doesn't teach you the things that you need to know. Like, when you go to college, it's going to be different.
Yeah.
You're on your own there,
You're gonna
son.
have to do-
You have to fend for yourself. You're not told exactly what to do all the time.
Exactly.
You know? And even stuff like taxes, stuff like everyday stuff that you need to know. Whenever I get
Money.
a tax thing in from the tax office,
The government,
I
the
just look at
revenue.
it, the PRSI, PAY.
Yeah.
I look at that and just go, that means nothing to me.
I know. Well,
I don't know
forms.
what any of that means. You pay this amount of tax for this rate and all. It's like, fuck, what are you talking
Someone
about?
teach me
this. Yeah.
You think we should learn that more than we should learn
I think we need to
geography?
learn. Exactly.
Or-
what do you need to know geography for? Like,
You
literally,
need to know
why do you need
Look,
to know
Graeme,
about stalagmites and stalactites?
You not know
V-shaped
how
valleys and
an
U-shaped
ox-
valleys and Oxbow Lake, like meandering bends.
Yeah, well, you know when
Rivers deposit on the inside because they go slower there, and they erode on the outside
over
because
time,
that's where they go faster.
eventually it will break. Yeah, you know when Oxbow Lake forms. Who needs to know how taxes work when you know when Oxbow Lake
Like,
forms?
literally, anytime I see an Oxbow Lake now, I'm like,
Have you ever seen an Oxbow Lake? I'm not sure I have.
uh,
Have you ever gone there to the trees? It's an Oxbow Lake.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
The man's like, you owe 172,000 euros to revenue, and you're going to prison or we're taking you. And you're like, but
yeah, but I'll tell you what an Oxbow Lake is.
I'll tell you how this forms.
Yeah. No, school is good, but like the best days of your life, as they say. But
Yeah, and you
they're
don't-
good,
they are
providing
good.
like you don't have a horrid time.
You're not getting mercilessly bullied
Yeah.
or something. But there is too much. It's too much of a change here that like secondary school is so, as you say, prescribed. Like you're literally told what to. It's like doing the driving test. Something. They're just like, this is what you need to know. Remember this. Learn it off. Here's what you do. What you're going to do. And here's where you need to be. And yeah, in the college is too much the opposite. They need some like
I didn't know.
transitional.
Everybody was pulling books out of their bags, and I was going,
Clue. I was the
"Where
same.
did you? Where do I get this book? How
Yeah.
do I need this book? How
There's
do you
a
know
list.
that you even need these
Where am I
books?"
supposed to be? What's
Yeah.
going on? Yeah, no, I
I
hate
used
it.
to
as well.
literally go to college and fall asleep. Like,
I used to
that's all
go
I
and then
did.
just wander around town because I went to Trinity, which was kind of a bit better because it wasn't as big as UCD. UCD was so huge, I'd say it was very easy to kind of get lost in. Whereas Trinity was physically smaller but the same, and Trinity was a real like Revenge of the Nerds kind of vibe to it. It was all like the super dorks and like
Okay.
poshos who didn't really like secondary school.
Yeah.
And we're like, finally now we get to be the assholes. Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
they were just loving it. And then, but the same, where to go, what to do, sitting in lectures, no one teaches you how to take notes or what to write down, what's going on.
Yeah.
All the lecturers are really like bored and just churning out something as if you already know it. There's no like
I didn't know
like a year like transition where they like either tell you to go away and like work for 2 years and then come back to college when you're a little bit older and you like are able to just be yourself, or else like a little year of learning how to study, or maybe in secondary school they actually teach you
just to know how to write a thesis.
Some study habits.
Like if I had to write anything like that, I would have been lost. Like because the whole time, all I did when you're in school, all you do is plagiarize from the books. When they say write,
the kid next to you,
we're gonna want you to do a project on Renaissance arts, and all you do is open up the history book and copy out exactly what it says in the history book onto a page.
Check that,
and then put a picture, slap a picture on it, and say this is Michelangelo, and this is what the book says.
My report, A+, please, thank you.
Yeah.
But no, they don't do it. Yeah, I don't think anyone knows how to write thesis. I think that's almost the joke of it. I think they do that at the end. That like, I think unless you're doing like a technical subject like sort of science and maths, if you're doing the artsy subjects, it seems to be they're like, oh, we're just teaching you how to learn, and at the end no one knows what they're doing, and you just sort of pull it out of your hole, and it's almost like a more like a version of real life that if you just muddle through it and get through it somehow, that's kind of the lesson. That's what life is.
Okay.
You don't know what you're doing and you just keep showing up and pretending.
You make your way. Yeah.
Exactly. But no, I didn't like it either. But and
hence why I went to drama college.
Exactly, where they just
to become an actor.
Yes. Now finally I am in my element.
Where I learned how to be a tree.
Exactly.
And roll on top of my fellow students. And just like do stupid shit for like 4 years.
I know that's it. It
was amazing.
Could have been a year. We probably could have got the lessons in a year. But it's
college
funny.
was amazing. They're like that, like arts college is amazing. But I did arts in UCD because I didn't have a clue what I wanted to do, and it was all like mathematical studies.
I know,
because I was good at maths. But then the maths teacher I had in school was a million times better and more interesting than the maths teacher I had.
He was like a genius,
and none of it made any sense in college.
Did you have your?
And then sociological studies, which was like as soon as I went in there, I was like, I don't know what you're saying. And then psychological studies was very interesting, but I literally went to about 2 lectures.
I know.
And then when you're doing arts, there's like 4-hour breaks between your lectures.
That's what happened to me in Trinity.
What is going on here?
Yeah, you'd have like a class at 9 and then one at like 3 p.m.
Yeah,
that was it. And then, or else you'd have one, like 8 hours spread across the whole week. And that Trinity was because you were in town, so you just wander out and you're just like, I'm not going back.
Yeah.
And the more you don't go in, the worse it gets because you're like, oh, I really don't know what's going on. Until eventually it would get to the stage where I go all the way in and like race to get in there and get to like the door of the lecture and open and go, fuck it. I'm just going.
Yeah. So UCD wasn't in the middle of town.
I know. That's why it was
in the middle. That's why it's more like sitting at the fountain, man, just looking, staring out. You're just feeling like the loneliest man in the world.
So you were having a little Forrest Gump life.
But like at the same time, trying to make your mum and dad proud.
Yeah, well, that
you
was
were the first one to go to like a UCD,
famous
prestigious college that they probably paid about $6,000 for the year for, and then you last like 4 or 5 months there and go, and then your dad finds you in bed at 3 o'clock in the afternoon one day and going, why aren't you in college? And I was like, I don't want to go anymore. I don't want to go.
I think I was the same to leave. Jane, you're leaving Trinity after being the first person ever to go from your family. It's not good. It's not a good conversation to have.
But that was like literally in my dad's speech at my wedding was like, Graeme went to UCD, and just as I paid the fees for the year, he dropped out, and I was like, oh,
no refunds.
No
take
refunds,
back to Alan.
No.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah.
I kind of got caught out as well, Mitchin a few times.
But they did the same thing as well with piano. I used to go to piano lessons, and I just I wasn't really interested in piano.
I was going to say, you don't see him the most piano type.
I'd play it but I never really practiced it or anything like that.
Could you still tinkle an ivory?
No, I couldn't. I barely even read music at all now, I'd say. But it was over about 15 years ago or something when I was in school, I think, when I was doing it, but I used to go more for the buns because the teacher always she would always have buns because it was like my godfather's wife did the lessons, so and I in turn became their daughter's godfather, so that was nice.
That's lovely.
But the piano kind of took a back seat ahead of the buns. Fairy cakes, like
just little
so
fairy
that's
cakes
why you were like little toppers on them, and
every time you're like, I got any lessons.
Yeah, but like the time, there was one time I cycled over. I used to cycle over, right?
And
I was like, I was
going, glasses,
just playing the same, like not getting any better or anything, playing the same music every week. Chopsticks, and just being like, oh, well, I want to be able to play these, but how do I play them and stuff? And like, but
like, that's big.
Anyway, there was one week I went and I was like, that's it, I'm not going back. I've had enough. I'm not learning anything here. Yeah. I'm like, we're wasting each other's time, and the buns are nice, but like this is costing my folks money, you know. Probably about 15 or something.
Oh, okay. Like so you're old. I thought you were like 8, going, look, it's not working out for you, for me. So you're 15 and you were still going for fairy buns. You're just loving.
Oh yeah.
Another bun, Graeme. Oh, don't mind if I do.
But then at that day I was like, that's it. No, I'm not like, it's not working out. You know, I'm not into it. And I'd rather play guitar, which I never learned, but I would. I still have time. I just could pick one up now and start playing.
It's easy.
But anyway, went home and I was like, I'm going to tell my mum and dad now. And then when I went home, they were like, hey, I got a surprise for you. And I walked into the sitting room and they'd bought a piano. They had bought me a piano, man. And I was like, no, I can't say no. I can't give up now. I have to try.
So you had to.
But the piano, they got it from the church or something like that. It was like they got it second hand, and it was like out of tune and all. Like I couldn't even practice.
It was like stand you up one, like dang, dang, dang.
And literally, whenever you went to practice, it was like, I'm watching the soaps. Shut up, will you? It's like there was never a good time to practice or anything.
Shut up, Graeme.
I ended up going for another year. You know, another year, yeah. Yeah, but it wasn't every week or whatever.
Did you get any better in that year?
No, man.
You just decided. So when you just thought, I have to now pretend.
I was trying to learn like Oasis songs and stuff like that, and doing
or like two notes or something.
Imagine by John Lennon or something.
Again,
along those lines. Yeah, but it seems easy, Joe.
It's easy, but
like,
try.
You try pick up the piano and tell me.
I couldn't pick up a piano. No, it's hard.
It's a tough instrument.
Piano, it's really tough. It's the original one though. It's the one you can play everything on, isn't it? Like all the other instruments are kind of smaller versions of it.
Oh yeah.
That's hilarious though. So you just plucked up the courage to go back and go, I'm quitting. I'm going to tell them I quit.
Yeah, and there was a piano waiting for me when I got home. I couldn't believe it.
You're a good son just to swallow it still.
But there was so many times you used to cycle over in the rain, like, and then the books that you had were in a plastic bag on the little, the little catcher that you have on the little holder
saddle thing. Yeah,
there was times where they fell off in the middle of a main road. Like I was just, what am I doing here, man? What is going on?
Did nothing work. Yeah, cycling a bike and something falls off as you're going full speed, and you have to like do the thing with one foot. You're like, like pull in as the cars are going boom, 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 boom. You're like, oh no, what do we do? But that's it, Graeme. But people.
I wasted a lot of my folks' money over the years.
It sounds. I think breaking your own glasses in a frustration with a video game is probably the worst thing.
Yeah,
I'm glad that they got you big stupid glasses.
It was the first thing you could find, like especially the one that's on your face.
Doesn't a little autistic kid freak out?
And then you just like are like, oh no,
yeah, the second
again. I've done it again. Graeme, come on.
So how many times did you do it before they went, you're getting the stupid big plastic glasses?
Probably about twice, I'd say. Like, I wouldn't have taken many times before they went with that.
And were they like big goggles, like proper?
Massive big things. Like milk bottle things, you know? Or horribly, like the big fat lenses on them as well. Like,
they're like, you're going in school with this now,
Such a nerd.
Yeah.
Like... Yeah, I never went with contacts though. I never liked the idea of putting the finger in the eye thing.
Well, no one does. I didn't do it for years, and then someone lent me one. I tried them, and I was like, "Oh, it's pretty nice to be able to see without wearing glasses." But then when you go in to do it, to get them, they have to like see if your eyes can fit them or something. If you whatever type of glasses you need or whatever's wrong with your eye, basically, if it can correct it. So yeah, it's funny that when you do get them. Like that's the thing, you have a natural aversion to like sticking things in your eye, so you have to like they make you sit there and practice putting them in front of them. They show you how to do it over and over again until you can kind of do it. They don't let you out of the little room in Specsavers or wherever you go, and you do it and you put it on. Everyone shows you and she's like, you just pinch it up, put it there, make sure it's the right way, and then you peel your eye back and just hold it there, and it just sort of like sucks on, and you go, okay, very easy. And then you go to do it yourself, and you're just like, you just keep moving. It's like you're trying to like trick yourself. You just keep like wincing at your own finger, you're like, oh no. Oh no! And then you eventually try and get it in, and it kind of moves around and stuff like that. And getting them out as well is the thing. You have to like pinch them off, but you get very used to it.
I remember my dad trying to put them in, like when he was reffing or playing football. He used to have to put them in every Saturday.
Was he just
the noise is coming out of the bathroom? And we're just like, oh, for fuck! One day he put the cleaner on it instead of the solution, and he was putting that in his eye, and he was just like, ah!
Just bleachers. See that? I've never had those ones. I got the little disposable ones, which are just little plasticky things. So yeah, the permanent ones, the 1 dayers, exactly. The Acuvue, excellent. So I never had the real famous ones, or like the ones you just keep. You have a cool set that you just have to keep and clean and stuff. So they might be more solid or something. They're probably harder.
Yeah, but he used to get better.
But yeah, but it is. You just find you're like trying to catch yourself out. You're trying to like sneak up on yourself as if you won't know you're going to put something in your eye.
Yeah.
And then you go, oh no, you got me. And then you're just like trying to put it in your eye while your eye is like wrenching shut.
Yeah.
And then you just like peel it in. But it works. It just slips on though eventually. But you have a few nightmares.
Did you ever think you're getting the laser?
No. Some people did though. I was thinking about it. I remember it was real trendy for a while. I don't know if people still get it as much, or they just don't talk about it as much.
I think they do. Yeah, it was kind of new back in the day. So now it's just an everyday thing.
Now it's just normal.
Yeah,
it would be good, I guess. Although maybe it's getting better. The idea of getting laser shot into your eyes seemed even more extreme.
It'd be like getting any sort of operation, like getting your appendix out or something. Now it's just handy.
Laser and slice everyday it open or something, and you can see it. I think it does something to your night vision though. Someone was saying you get a bit no, it doesn't get worse, but you know when you see lights at night time in the dark, like street lights and stuff, you have a bit of a haze around them or something.
Really?
Someone said that before, I knew who got it done.
I can't get it done, whatever it is with my eyes.
Yeah.
They were like, if you get it done now, you'll have to get it done again in 10 years. Whatever it is, my eyes are shaped like footballs or something.
Oh, the rugby ball shape.
Yeah. So they keep on just getting worse. They'll keep getting worse until I'm like 50.
That's what I have.
So then once I hit 50 or something, I'd probably get it done. Okay. If I wanted to.
One last
but would I really want it?
At that stage?
At that stage, I don't
Imagine
think
you did it and you're like, oh my god, I can see it.
Yeah.
It was all colour and everything. It was like you realise you've been seeing in black and white the whole time. Or whatever that feeling would be. I don't know if I get it done. I suppose it's nice. Do you like wearing glasses? Do you mind wearing glasses?
I don't mind. I think glasses are very trendy and cool.
They're getting in. We're the glasses crew here. I like wearing the contacts as well. It's nice to have the option to mix it up a little bit. Although I used to be terrible with the contacts. The one day, sometimes I just leave them in for a couple of days and then just get lazy.
I don't wear my glasses or contacts when I go out or anything like that, but...
So you just fly blind?
That's alright, because I get blind drunk anyway, so it's all the same.
You explain a lot of women you kissed back in the day. Hey baby, what's going on? Yeah. Hey guys.
You're beautiful.
Yeah, I'd like to introduce you to just a coat, the rack or whatever, yeah. So do you have like one worse? One of my eyes are both the same, but one is getting a bit worse now.
Oh no, my left eye has been gone a long time.
Really?
My right eye actually compensates. When I went to Australia, I lost my glasses within the first week I was there. And then I went to get a new pair and they were like, that'll be $500. And I was like, no, you're alright, thanks. And so
you couldn't get any cheaper ones.
I didn't bother getting glasses then, so I went the whole year without glasses.
Oh my god. That would also explain your travels in
and when I got home then I got the eyes tested again and got the glasses.
Weren't you like driving cars and things and like
all the way around Australia, the whole way around Australia.
Oh my god.
Well, the whole around the east coast and up the middle of Australia
on roads with other people. At speed.
Those road trains were crazy, overtaking those road trains.
Especially when you can't see. Especially when you're doing it by sense of smell. I think there's one coming up. Yeah, they're huge. They're crazy in real life, right?
Yeah.
It's a giant truck, like proper Mad Max kind of convoys. dicing with those.
Oh,
What
yeah.
happened then? You just couldn't see for a year.
Well, my eyesight wasn't incredibly
Is this
bad
why
back
your
then.
favourite thing about Australian
McDonald's.
McDonald's? You hadn't actually seen
Not
anything
just
else.
McDonald's, the fact you can get the Big Mac
Yeah.
sauce as a dip.
Well, exactly, but that's you couldn't actually see like
Oh, not a thing.
Uluru or
I
the
know,
Great Barrier Reef.
like my
or-
eyesight isn't as bad as yours then, because I can still see.
so you got one good eye, you reckon? So
Yeah, but my right eye compensates for my left, you're saying. So basically, the left eye just shuts down and the right
left eye
eye does all the work.
the left
like.
eye's a bum and the
Yeah,
right
yeah.
eye's like. So your brain just goes
Overworked.
So you're like a little cyclops, molecular.
Yeah, pretty
Depth
much.
perceptions. Do you ever throw things?
Oh,
at
well,
you,
I don't have.
hit you in the face?
Distance for me is like, that's my worst thing of trying to gauge distance.
So when you're over,
Whenever I play golf, I'm just like, how far do I have to hit this? Like 100 yards? He's like, 300 yards to go. All right, okay, let's go.
But is that just because you don't understand distance, or is that because you can't see?
I think it's because, yeah, maybe it's I don't understand distance.
100 yards, 300 yards.
Yeah.
How far is that? So
Yeah.
again, when you're overtaking a road train in Australia
Yeah.
at 80 miles an hour, and distance and perspective isn't your.
The road trains are always longer than I thought they were.
You were just turning.
Yeah,
You do
it's
like
like,
Smokey and the
whoa,
Bandit and
is
go
this
like
road train still going?
underneath the truck or something, doing the little Clark Griswold thing. Yeah, there
Yeah,
used to be we need to put that back in movies. Remember that used to happen all the time.
underneath
Guy
the
in the
truck.
car would go underneath the truck and the trailer. And
They
be
do
like,
that in all the
"Whoa."
Fast and Furious movies, I think.
It's all. Do they? CGI. There's another one of them coming out and they go to space. And they have
What?
Like, they have like magnets and stuff. I think for a little bit, but they're like they're using a big magnet to like pull cars through buildings and stuff. It's all
Madness. That's madness.
Fast and Furious movies is basically less believable than when you were like 6 and you had your cars and you were like driving over the wall, and you had like better dialogue probably as well when you were like 6 going, we gotta get the thing, what, get in the car, let's go, I gotta go over there, okay. It's like that's like a $500 million movie now, so hey, you can't beat them.
I don't really
Join
watch
them.
them. I don't watch them.
Me either, but they're huge. I think they're big in Asia.
Make all the
They're like the
billions
cars.
every
They
time.
do, yeah.
Crazy.
Because you know we're family. And it's like,
Yeah, we get it.
yeah, we get.
We
are you
know
though?
your family. You said that in the first movie.
Yeah.
You said it in all 8 of them.
That's the first one that's so late because the first one has Aiden. That's crazy. Because the first one is like real low, like but not low budget, but it's real just normal.
Yeah.
it's like it was like basically a Point Break ripoff, wasn't
Yeah.
it? It was like
Wasn't bad
cop
though.
going undercover. No, it was really like straight laced. It was very good.
But now it's like jumping out of cars to jump into another car
Yeah.
in the middle of falling
it's always
off
stuff
a
they show
bridge.
in the trailer. It's like
Yeah,
jumping
yeah,
from
yeah.
a car in a building into another building into another building or something. Yeah, and
Mad
then
stuff.
parachuting out. But hey, you got to do what you got to do when you're so fast.
And
I wish
so
they did more of the
furious.
name. Yeah, like Too Fast, Too Furious.
Yeah.
What's the 9 one going to be called? 9. Not
9!
fast.
Furious!
9
9
fast.
fast!
It's the German guy trying to stop them. That's good. We should pitch this again.
Yeah.
Hello, what's his name? Can't remember now. Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel,
I was
yeah.
going to say Vic Rames. I was keep saying Vic Rames.
Vin Diesel. I am Groot.
But yeah, that's an easy pay job as well.
Oh,
isn't
wow.
it? Yeah.
Like, how handy is that?
He's like, I put a lot of emotion into each one.
How
You're
do you,
"No, you
literally, why do you even need Vin Diesel for that? Like, it's just to have another name in there.
Exactly.
You know?
Put him on the poster. Because it's the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Although I watched, because your man who's very good in that, was actually good at doing the one tone thing. Dave Bautista.
Oh, yeah.
Drax.
Yeah.
He is very good and very funny. But did you watch that big zombie film on Netflix, the new one?
No?
Army of the Dead.
Army of the Dead.
It's your man Zack Snyder.
Okay.
And I thought it was going to be better. It's still quite good. Grace would probably love it.
Was it 4? Is it 4 hours long?
It's not 4 hours. It is like 2 and a bit.
2 and a bit.
It's
alright.
too long, but it's like, and it's a great idea because he did originally. His first ever film was Deadly. It was called Dawn of the Dead. It was a remake.
Yeah.
Early 2000s thing. It was like where they are in a shopping centre. All the people get stuck. It's like a big zombie outbreak.
Okay.
And there's stair poly and stuff, but it's really well. They were all like, I don't know if it was before 28 Days Later or which came first that had the running zombies, the fast ones. They were
Okay.
terrifying. And it's a really good film. And this one I thought would be equally as good, but it's a bit again like the other one. It's cool looking.
You're not selling this movie.
I know.
To me,
Okay,
buddy.
well I will say it to you. Well, it's a giant action spectacular.
I'm in.
About
with
zombies who take over Las Vegas, and Las Vegas is like walled off.
Okay,
it's like a big wasteland city.
Wow.
And then these team of mercenaries are hired
to go in and kill all the zombies?
To steal all the money from a bank vault, because there's loads of money left in a big casino vault, like hundreds of millions. And it's gonna be nuked in like a few days. So some guy who owns a casino is like, there's still 200 million in cash in my vault, so I'll give you 50 million if you guys go in and get it.
Okay.
So it's Dave Bautista, that guy who plays Drax, like the main guy, and he has to put together a little team, and they have to sneak in, and it's a big zombie action movie. So it's something like Ocean's 11 meets whatever, The Walking Dead, or better than The Walking Dead. But the script's very silly, but there's some cool bits in it.
Okay.
But there you go. But he's the main guy as Drax, whatever his name is. But he's trying to act as well. I don't know. He looks crazy because he's huge.
He's massive.
They have like they're all on steroids and something like that. Because they got that weird head that they're like their head is even wide out here.
Yeah.
I used to do a lot of like act because a lot of people die obviously because it's a zombie film. The opening's really cool because it shows how the whole thing happened initially, and it's all a big montage. But he's about 3 or 4 times in the movie they want him to really like act like someone he loves is like dying in front of him, and he's like and you're like, it's a lot of acting for a zombie movie for a guy who's like a weightlifter.
Yeah,
he does alright though.
All those wrestlers now are becoming,
it's the big way, like John Cena and all these guys, and like The Rock obviously,
Dave Bautista, The Rock, Hulk,
Hulk Hogan
back in the day
going. Well,
him and Zeus, wasn't it? They got into a movie. Was it Zeus was his name?
Who was Zeus?
Just it was him and Hulk Hogan used to have a rivalry in wrestling, and then they made a movie about
it. Really?
Yeah,
I don't remember Zeus.
I think it was Zeus anyway.
Probably was.
Andre the Giant.
Andre the Giant was in loads. He was in the first probably. Yeah, Hulk Hogan, I remember was it Suburban Commando? That was the like space one. I remember seeing that in cinema. That was a classic.
Yeah.
Hulk
Hogan was class back in the day, man.
Squeezing the melon. I think I got a good one.
Yeah. Or Macho Man Randy Savage. He was
Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yeah.
SummerSlam 98. Me and Hogan in the cage. Whatever he used to talk about. He was great.
They were always fighting over his missus, wasn't it?
I think so. It was so
kind of a love triangle going on there.
Yeah. And little did we know, it probably was true. Hulk Hogan. Yeah, they're all roiding out. That was the day when you could be like a weird old man and be a wrestler. Like Andre the Giant was just huge. He wasn't exactly muscly. He was just
he wasn't at all. Like the Big Show.
Yeah, the Big Show as well was just a
big, massive, huge being.
Just to scale, massive. I remember reading stories about Andre the Giant though, because he was in The Princess Bride. Remember that film?
Yeah.
And the guy who made that talked about making it with them. Like apparently he was just like the nicest guy in the world. He was like super sweet, but he was just like a hilarious huge guy, and he'd had kind of a crazy life, and he was kind of old by that stage. It was obviously,
but he had giantism, didn't he?
Yeah, so he was kind of like suffering all these conditions, and he was always in loads of pain and stuff because he was just so massive. It's kind of hard to be that big. But I used to drink loads. He loved the booze.
Okay.
But like little, like normal cans of beer would be like little, like thimbleful sizes to him.
Yeah.
So he said he used to go in back of limos and drink like a whole slab of cans just on the way somewhere, because he would just be like,
"Holy shit, that's good going."
It's really good going, yeah.
Man,
so, he's a bit of a ledge, old Andre. But wrestlers and movies. I don't know, because they're all so big now. It's all the superhero shit that like.
Oh yeah.
All the guys are like on steroids or like having to rip it up. So I guess if you already are on steroids and you have a head start, maybe maybe the title turn, because that was apparently the thing with your man who's Batman now, Robert Pattinson. Yeah, he's gone the other way because he's still a hipster. He's like refusing to work out. He doesn't want to do the working out. He's so skinny. He's like, I don't want to do any weights.
Yeah,
so
how can Batman not be crazy muscly?
He's going to be like a little skinny guy.
Yeah,
I don't know.
They're going a different way with it.
They will. I think they're annoyed. They're trying to get him to do it, but they have a stunt guy.
But it's a bit late now, man. Anyway. The movie's all done. It's done. Shot. Skinny Batman. Well, they'll just have him skinny in real life, and then when he's in the suit, it'll probably be someone else. Well, the suit always looks muscly anyway, like, you know.
Exactly, big foam rubbery thing. But yeah, I don't know. So you have one eye.
Yeah.
Tin Grin. I can over that.
Dems with the days, Joe. Dems with the days.
Did you watch anything else then? Did you have any?
I watched Nobody because yeah,
it is good, isn't it?
Sensational.
It's excellent.
Like, so good. It had
really
me engrossed from the very beginning.
Well, it's rare to see a solid little film like that as well.
It was only an hour and a half.
This is the way.
Beautiful.
But I noticed, it's funny, I was looking through Netflix the other day, and they have don't have the weird categories they group things by. That is one of them now. There's one that's literally 90-minute movies.
Oh, brilliant.
So it must be, I don't know if it's learning my moanings or if it's just like a common complaint now that people are like, can we watch a film?
You just be watching Netflix moaning to yourself.
4.5
like watching a movie going, this is so long. And the computer's listening to you.
90-minute movies. Why is this so? Yeah, they're like, quick. Get the category, the algorithm. No, I just...
Can't be an hour 90-minute movie, man.
It's excellent.
Especially when it's just full of outrageously... Like, just the, punching the head off.
I see this. I was saying that last week, and
the
you're
most
slagging me
violent
for being
movie
a
I've
psycho.
seen in so long.
It's a good one, exactly. You need a bit of violence.
Oh,
satisfying, and it's that like justified violence where you're beating up horrible people, and you're like, yeah, get him, smash his fucking head in the mouth.
It made me want to get onto a bus.
I know.
With 5 other people. I just see if I could smash their face.
They were like hassling other passengers.
Yeah.
It's funny you get that thing in your head, you literally do
I'm
think,
gonna fuck you.
the death wish stuff, and you're kind of like, yeah. And then in real life, how badly it would go quickly.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'd be dead in a second.
Just this ugly thing where some guy's just like stamping on your head. And you're like,
oh.
Just guys like hitting you in the back of the head with a glass.
Yeah.
But no, it's a great film.
Great film.
And it's good. It's good action in that sense that it's really well designed and choreographed. Remember I was trying to describe that, like, the fight scenes are so well paced and like it's beautiful looking.
Very
it's
real.
Really good. Yeah. A lot of connections. And he's very good, old Bob Odenkirk.
Yeah.
Excellent. He was in training for years to do it.
Yeah.
Although that's a real selling point now. They kind of do that with all films. They always market it like, he's been training since 1994. He now is a black belt in karate. You're like, okay.
And now he's finally ready to make this movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, we've been waiting for
the film took
27 years for him to get into shape for this movie.
Nobody wants to film anymore. It's not been popular. But no,
that was really class. Good. And I've been watching The Patriot that you recommended as well.
Are you still enjoying it?
I'm on the last episode now. I could take it or leave it now.
Oh, really?
Now at the end of it. It got a bit too samey.
Yeah.
And I was just like, all right. I started falling asleep towards the end of episodes and stuff like that. But it was good at the beginning, but then I was just like, okay, he's just really depressed all the time. Yeah. Just like,
that's why I love it.
But there was very funny bits in it. Like, it is quite funny, dark in places. But, first episode had me hooked. Yeah. But then towards the end of the second season, I was like, okay, I can understand why it's not going.
You had enough.
Again,
it's a bit too particular. Yeah. I can appreciate that. Yeah.
Then, did I watch any other movies? I watched a couple of kids' movies.
Excellent.
Because we had movie nights.
Nice.
With the children.
Yeah.
So,
are they getting old enough now to sit and watch something?
Like, you kind of have to do 2 sittings.
Yeah.
So you'll sit down, you'll watch half the movie, they'll get bored, and then when they come back after having their dinner, they'll watch the end of it.
That's not too bad. It's not like all right. 2 days later, isn't it?
So we watched Meet Dave. With the Eddie Murphy one.
It's not cartoons, they're watching real life stuff.
Oh yeah. Not all cartoons.
Where I never saw that one. He's like the mini guys inside his own head.
Yeah, exactly.
Eddie Murphy's.
It's not great. But like it's a bit of crack for the kids. Like, kids enjoy it. And then we watched another one called Freddy. F4EDI. It's about a little robot.
Okay.
And there's these kids trying to find the robot in the forest, and then the people are trying to get the robot back because he's worth a lot of money, and he could be a dangerous thing, but he's also like a
cute little guy, like E.T. kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's exactly what it is. A kid who's like might have to move home and has no friends and all that sort of stuff, and then he makes friends with a robot.
Could you relate to it?
Oh, big time.
Could you?
Only I never had my robot. I never had a Freddy.
When you were young, that's all you would have needed.
All I had was the ducks.
Find a little emotion.
Yeah. Whenever I threw bread at them, they'd swim away.
They'd swim off and just turn their backs up.
Here's your man again with his hang sandwiches.
Yeah. We like ciabatta bread around here.
So they were the movies I watched this week. I'm going to try watch more movies now. And I don't know, there's no series coming out or anything that I'm really looking forward to.
Pumped for?
I'm just going to go on to watching movies again for a while.
Good. It's funny that though, like that as a kid, you do think that sometimes you got conditioned by films that you thought you were gonna, if you went off on your bike like down a road you'd never been on, that you were gonna end up in some sort of Goonies type adventure and find a treasure map or fall down a mine or something,
or make friends with aliens,
make friends with a little alien that you bring home, and it would like teach you to be in life before the government try and come and steal them or whatever they normally do.
But all that used to happen was people would jump out at you with knives and try to take your bike away from you.
Try to take, that was the worst.
Or just run after you, calling you a curly-headed prick. Get back here, Tingling! Look at this dead fucking head in you, specky four-eyes bastard!
Some guy doing that to me was a friend. Remember people used to have those computer bikes? Do you remember those?
Oh yeah,
the little mag.
Yeah.
Like
they were cool.
They were really cool.
Really,
I didn't have one. It was a guy on my road had one, and you push the button and we go beep 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 beep, or just like the crappy is like those keyring noises.
Proper
like,
80s.
Yeah, black mag wheels. And we like swapped bikes. We used to do that, and like so I was cycling his round, he cycled my round. I was cycling around one of these states, and there's a lot of kind of bigger boys standing on a wall, and I was just cycling by them, and one of them just stood out and just like grabbed the handlebars and was just like, get off the bike.
Yeah.
I was just like, but I was like, oh no, I can't get off the bike, it's not my bike. Just rattling. He's like, get off the bike. Get off the bike now. Like, oh no, I can't, it's not my bike, I can't, I'm sorry, I cannot get off the bike. I'm just shitting yourself. And eventually was like, I'm only messing, go on. And you're like,
I had exactly the same thing happen to me before, man.
Oh, great.
Horrible. Like they leave you just like in tatters, and they're just there having the crack.
I don't even know if they know what they're doing. They're just like, maybe I will take his bike, but no, because if you had to just got off and give him some, they probably would have just been like, okay, thanks. But the joys of an urban childhood.
Oh yeah.
It's you live in it.
In the hood.
In the ghetto.
Living in the ghetto.
In the ghetto as a nice boy. In the ghetto. When you're cycling your computer bike and the bigger boy says get off the bike in the ghetto.
In the ghetto.
When you're going downtown to the little shop and some big kids throw stones at your head in the ghetto. I watched a good series. Actually, it's one on Netflix again with Ewan McGregor. It's called Halston. It's about some, I didn't know, but apparently he's some real guy who was like the most famous fashion designer. He was like the first fashion designer who was famous as a personality himself in the real like New York 60s and 70s kind of stuff. And was some iconic guy, and then kind of blew it all. But like kind of before Calvin Klein and all these people.
Okay, how did he blow it all?
Mostly,
do we know what to give this?
No.
Spoiler?
He blew it all on money and cocaine, and drugs and sex parties. But it's really entertaining.
Like he didn't blow it all. Like he had the crack.
Oh no, he had loads of money as well. He kind of lost his name. That's the thing that he like sold. He was like had loads of range and stuff, and big corporate interests came in, and he didn't really know about business.
Right.
But it's a really entertaining show. It's only 5 episodes.
Okay.
It's a mini-series.
I'm in.
It's a one-off kind of thing.
Hour long each?
No, not even 45 minutes.
Oh, man. Knock it out.
It's really well paced, really well written. It's kind of like the Queen's Gambit.
Oh, yes.
It's very
the Queen's Gambit.
similar to that. And the kind of, it's very, the style, it's kind of 60s as well. The setting, it's kind of quick-paced. You know, the clock keeps moving. Ewan McGregor's good. He's always Ewan McGregor. It's funny, but and it's a very different type of person because your mum was very famous for it. He's real tall, very like arty kind of camp gay guy, very pronounced kind of way of going on, and that's the one word of warning, not even warning, but parental guidance.
Okay,
it is gay, and there's a lot of very explicit gay sex for the straights out there. A lot of straight people aren't used to seeing some serious bumming going on. Okay. And I mean that in the most generous possible sense, but there is you're like, oh, hello. There you go. So, but that's just a little part of it. But it's really entertaining. It's good. You don't really have to know about fashion. Like Bill Pullman's in it. Remember Bill Pullman?
Yes, I do.
We shall not go
quietly into the night.
There you go. He's good. He's like a business guy.
We're going to live on.
Live on.
We're going to survive.
A Netflix streaming series. Getting roles where we can.
He's brilliant, man.
He's really
He was
good.
in that one as well with the serial killers. Oh, not serial
that one.
killer. What are they called? Oh, no.
What
Year One was in it. Jessica Biel was in the first season.
Sinner. I didn't watch
The Sinner.
It was like people randomly killing people.
He's very good at them, and he's such a weirdo.
Oh yeah, he's the creepy guy.
He's such a weirdo.
He's like the cop or something.
No, he is the cop, but he's a weirdo cop.
Is he the common? He's the one in all of them. And
yeah,
the killers are different people.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. No, I never watched the end of that first one to see what the whole point was.
It was good.
They were controlling.
I enjoyed them.
Good.
When I went through my real
killer phase.
Yeah, watching everything with killers in it. And then I was like, I gotta stop watching these things.
Yeah.
Like, I was started getting like, I felt it was changing me. I felt like I had to go out on a killing spree.
Yeah, maybe.
Because I was watching Manhunter. It was Mindhunter.
Yeah.
And then there was...
Well, it's all the psychology of it all.
Documentaries with...
But that's the one that gets me.
Just people, serial killers, you know?
A lot of them. And all those real true crime ones, they're really well made and they kind of drag you in. But it's a bit bleak eventually because they're still just real entertainment, but it's actually like actual people who've been like horribly murdered, and you're like, oh, what did he do? Oh, he cut all their toes off and then put them in a bath upside down. Wow.
I know more about Ted Bundy than I know about most people out there. Like,
and they don't dwell on. It's not like about the people. They're not like, here's the justice and this is really depressing and this is why we need to. It's always like all about the killer, and it's all about why did he do it?
Was so charming,
he could have been anyone, and then he came around, next thing he smashed your head in with a big rock. Here's the pictures. You're like, oh god, please no. People love them. People love a bit of true crime, and they think it's all classy. True crime used to be those weird magazines on News Age and stuff, like the top that like weird elves would buy and be like, oh, loves a bit of murder, and now it's everywhere. It's like every second Netflix thing, and there was like 9 episodes for like.
So there was one that me and Grace watched. It really affected me, and I was like, I'm never watching anything like this again.
It disturbed you.
It was literally an hour and a half documentary about a bloke who killed his wife and kids and then put them in a septic tank somewhere.
Oh God!
And then it was just him being interviewed in a. Because he was off with another woman.
Oh,
I think.
okay, yeah.
And I can't remember what it was called, but it was horrible. It was like, it just affected me, and I was like, I am never watching another movie like this again.
Did you think you were like, I kind of see?
I didn't know what was going to happen at the end. I was watching it, and then when it came to the end, and I found out what happened, I was like, never again.
Oh, that was never tell you that.
Not till the end, man.
That's why I don't like those shows as well, because they kind of. They do it as like a mystery, even though it's real life, and they kind of twist and turn and drop information and stuff, and then you're like, oh.
It was literally just the police interviewing him and him saying, I don't know where they are, I don't know what happened, and then you find out because he just ends up telling them. I think he just
well, I'll put them in the tank.
Oh man, horrible.
So you were like, oh no, you're going to turn Jack.
Oh
Jack Nicholson, Shining and stuff. You can just do that. You can just put your family in the tank.
Yeah, I was just that was it. That was the turning point for me, and I am never ever watching another
stuff for
docu-series or anything to do with
true crime.
True crime, horrible man.
It really is. People love them. They're all podcasts and everyone's listening, and they all pretend they're like interested in like the case and like the sadness or like finding the mystery. Like, no, you're just getting off on murder. People actually, real people, sadly, who were actually dead, and it happened to them, and then they're more interested in and I don't think most serial killers, people are obsessed with them. They tend to actually be very dull people. Like their psychologists, like, why did he do it? What? When all those big mass shooters in America and stuff like that, they're always like, oh, the 20 people they kill are like forgotten, and the person's like, as if they're like some Batman, James Bond villain. They're like, oh, what did he do? Apparently he used to do that and do this, and you're like, this person, the only way they could get attention was by killing 20 people. So like, that's how uninteresting they are. That's how out of ideas as a person they are, disconnected from reality. They're not someone deserves loads of attention and puzzlement. But yeah, true crime, not the way, man.
So then,
it's not the move.
You know, after watching that, I just went on like a Jim Carrey rampage to try and cheer myself up.
Well, I have a sister who's a nurse, and she deals with like obviously lots of real deal stuff and work all day, and people are dying and very sad, and the hardship and people getting injured and stuff like that. So when she wants to watch movies and TV show, and it's just the most accurate point in the world, she's like, I don't want to watch depressing weird stuff. She like wants to watch romantic comedy, like fun and quiz shows and cheer me up. And she's like, it's entertainment. It's not supposed to be something.
Put on a Matthew McConaughey
let's see a bit of
back when he was
exactly J-Lo. Let's see a bit of Kate Hudson in there. Let's get a little bit of How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days or something. let's actually have a nice time in our fake reality that we're watching. Let's not watch depressing things. So I think maybe it's people with really boring like lives that are like just working offices and computers all day, need a bit of a thrill, so they watch a lot of
because I'm not big into the horror genre either. Like it's just
well, it got bad. They kind of turn into like.
They got too bloody.
Yeah,
there was no mystery in it.
Like the film isn't that good, so it's just bits, and then they do that.
They all became like Saw.
Yeah, gross.
Those Saw movies just turned it on its head, and they just became like, how can we kill this person in the most grotesque way possible? And
like the action movies, they're
like
not
a full
actually
movie about
imaginative. That. Like they're not like, it's just like anyone can go tie a guy to a chair, cut his nose off, now cut his eyelids. Do you know what I mean? Exactly. It's so
horrible.
Gross, but it's not very creative.
Yeah.
Whereas, because actually we watched Jaws there the other day.
Great flick.
And it's good, and that's quite scary and jumpy in little bits, certain bits, but a lot of it is just like tension and like waiting and thinking.
You don't see anything to the very end.
Yeah. So a lot of horror movies used to be good like that, whereas now there's
no big baddies anymore.
Yeah,
like they don't have like a kind of Candyman or a Freddy Krueger or Mike Myers or not Mike Myers.
But I know it's what he's called, Michael Myers.
Yeah.
Just your man is the same.
He has the same name as him.
We were talking about that as well. That like you don't just have baddies who are bad anymore. You always have like, well, he had a bad childhood. Actually, he was killed himself, and they put a spell on him, and now he goes. And you're like, no one cares. Just have a guy who's evil. He's going to kill everybody until you stop him. Yeah. But all the horror movies did that jump scare thing as well. There's a funny thing you can watch on YouTube when it's like horror movies without the noise or those jump scare movies and because you realize when you watch those films, they all have that thing where it goes like, but not even, it's like, bah! And it's a certain sound they all use. It's really loud, and you have this natural like, you naturally jump when if someone puts a loud noise on you, jump. So if you watch the bits of the film without that noise taken out, it's hilarious because they're just stuff like people in masks going. It's like so silly looking, or people like just popping out behind the door and stuff like that. It's like
the last movie that made me jump out of my skin was What Lies Beneath.
Oh, really? Way back with Harrison Ford and Michelle Pfeiffer. I don't know
what it was about that film, man, but jeez.
It was tension. That's the one they made.
I was proper in the cinema, and that was one where I
did the popcorn.
Jumped so much that the popcorn went all over the people.
Really?
I jumped that high.
Did they laugh, or were they like, "What the fuck are you doing"?
No, I think they understood. It was a jumpy bit.
It was
when his hand came out and grabbed her.
Oh, it was
on the stairs towards the end
when she thought she was
dead.
I
still had popcorn left, but I did. But it literally went everywhere. I was glad I wasn't holding me drink at the time. That was
a good one. Harrison Ford.
That was a great flick, man. It was real. That was tension. Now that was a good flick,
and it's a good mystery. That was famous at the time because that was, remember Castaway? Yeah. That the same director.
Wilson.
Made the two of them. Wilson was actually he was the baddie all along. In Harrison Ford was possessed by Wilson. No, the same director made them. So when they had to wait for Tom Hanks to get all skinny and grow a big beard in Castaway, they stopped filming and he went away, and they made that film in between.
Okay.
What Lies Beneath, and then they went back and shot the end of Castaway.
Amazing.
But that turned out to probably be a bit
better. What are we going to do when our time down now? We have a bit of time off. Let's just make another movie.
Exactly. Let's get Harrison Ford, Michelle Pfeiffer. Let's knock out a little.
Dream Team.
Creepy, back in the day, Michelle Pfeiffer, what a lady. A little kind of Hitchcock little thriller. But it was kind of a ghosty one as well.
I enjoyed that.
I enjoyed it a lot too. But there you go, Graeme.
Yeah.
So I'd recommend Halston. Be ready for a lot of cocaine, but cool music, good pacing. Ewan McGregor.
Okay.
It's funny. I don't know. He's good at it. He's good. He's kind of playing someone, kind of putting on it.
See, I feel bad now because you keep on recommending things, and then I end up watching them, and then it's what I talk about the next week.
I know.
Maybe I should watch something different.
Or we should watch the same thing we both haven't seen, and then come back and
discuss it.
To discuss it
in length.
Exactly. Yeah, really monotonous, boring length. I liked it.
This is the part of the show where we discuss what we watched last week.
People love hearing that.
Yeah. But pick a movie for me, will you? Because I can't. It takes me too long to watch series now.
Yeah,
way too long. I can only watch 2 episodes a night, and then I have to go to bed.
You have to go to bed. Well, you see that you can watch that Army of the Dead movie, but it's on the longer side. But you like it. Grace likes zombies and post-apocalyptic things.
Okay,
it's good. Amazing production, big budget thing. It's cool, and the script's a bit silly, but it's enjoyable. Old romp.
Yeah. Okay.
It's an original film. You know, zombies aren't very original now, but it's not. It's a cool remake thing. But give it a whirl and see what you think. Because you're good. Because we have similar tastes but different. So I like. It's a good balance.
Yeah.
Contrasting. Styles.
I might watch Rocket Man. I was thinking of Rocket Man.
Oh, the Elton John.
The Elton John one. Yeah.
I heard it's supposed to be good. It's kind of like a musical in like he starts singing as he's going around and stuff.
Yeah.
Although I don't know if he's one of those. I'm sure it's good, but he didn't have that dramatic a life. Do you know what I mean? Like he's still alive. So I don't know about making movies where people are still alive. Yeah,
that's true. A friend of mine recommended a movie called Vivarium. Did you ever see that one?
Oh no, it's an Irish one. With Jesse Eisenberg and the English lady Imogen Poots.
So I might watch that as well.
Imogen Poots. You might not like that one. I don't know. You might like it. It's like it's one of those weird horror. It's a horror movie where like nothing happens. They get trapped in a weird.
Okay.
Some guy from
sci-fi.
Leary College made it. Lorcan somebody. We'll give it a whirl and see. I haven't actually seen it, so we can both watch it and then get back. Promote an Irish movie. There you go.
There we are. There's your homework for this week, Joe.
Vivarium. Watch Vivarium.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right, Graeme. And on that note,
I'm sure I'll have lots to talk about next week. I'm on the countdown for the baby.
Oh, how was your fitness? Did you still keeping up your running?
The fitness, yes, I did.
Did you?
I did my 3 days.
Yeah.
And I was over in my folks yesterday, so I had that bottle of wine.
That's all right.
But I only had it on Sunday.
So that's your well. The booze cut down. I don't believe you're going to do. It's the running. If you can keep that up, it'll at least be something.
Yeah, the running. I did my 3 days, and yes, it didn't really get any easier as the week went on. It was only 3 days.
Exactly.
The week,
3 days in now.
It was handy.
4 days in.
So I'll see what week 2 consists of. You know,
were you sore the next day?
My legs to be tired.
Yeah,
and it's kind of just forcing yourself because the weather was horrible this week as well.
Bad.
Like, you have to run in the rain now.
Yeah, you're one of those guys.
Because you're waiting for the fair weather and it's not coming, so it's just like you gotta get out in the rain, yo.
That's commitment. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Come on, and on the countdown to the baby.
Yeah, baby's coming soon, man. It's like literally 4 weeks on Wednesday.
Wow,
and the way Grace is at the minute, it's like it could
be any time
now.
Exciting
so just once it doesn't come before the Europa League final on Wednesday, I don't mind when it comes.
I have a feeling it's going to come on Wednesday.
Oh man.
And then you'll be
I'm not going.
Some short film.
I won't be there for that birth. I'll be watching United.
Yeah. Up close on Graeme.
Yes.
United. Grace is like, it's a girl.
Yeah. And it will be. Yeah.
Do you have little names picked out? You have to
I have the name picked out already, yeah.
And are you just going to go with the name? Or what if you look at the baby and go, it doesn't really look like...
Well, we'll make her look like it.
Really? It's good.
No, because it's funny because we had the name picked since the first child we had. It was like, if it's a boy, it's going to be this. If it's a girl, it's going to be this.
So this has been
and then it's the same for the second. If it's a boy, it's this, girl, this.
Okay.
And then for the third, it's like, we know it's a girl, so it has to be that. Although, you know, Grace is like, I don't know if I want that name anymore.
You got used to it, so now it doesn't seem new anymore.
You can't do that. It's like, you'll regret it. Yeah. It's like when we got a countertop in the kitchen. She went with a different black countertop than the wooden one that she liked, just on the spur of the moment.
The last minute decision.
Every day for the rest of the days that we lived in Lucan, she looked at that countertop saying, I wish it should have got the wooden one. So she changes the name, she'll look at it and go, she'll look at her. I keep on saying it. She'll look at her saying...
A reminder of that. That's your job as the other person in the relationship, to be like, I'm on the outside looking at you. Mm-hmm. This is what you fucking do all the time.
Yeah.
So believe me, you're going to regret this.
You got to stick with it.
Do it.
Stick with your gut. Go with your gut.
Your first gut as well, because you get this thing where you're used to a decision. You're like, maybe I'll just change it.
Yeah.
Because I'm bored of it. For the crack.
Never
last
change.
Minute. Stick and twist. Don't. Yeah. Stick. Okay, good. Well, I look forward to meeting this young lady.
Yeah, me too.
Whenever she arrives.
Yeah. And she's kicking the bejesus.
She's dancing, doing a number.
She's just like Oh, I've had enough. I don't want to be pregnant anymore.
Well, anyone I know who's gone pregnant, that's been at the end. They're just like,
it's like, you got this.
Get this out of me. I don't care.
You got this.
You can do it.
You can
You're just
do
cheering
it.
on.
Just keep listening to the Graeme and Joe show.
Exactly.
To get you through the last few weeks.
You can do it, Grace. You're in there. You're almost. You're on the home stretch now. You should do that annoying man thing now as well, where you should try and get really fit and handsome and like.
Oh yeah,
lose loads of weight and get real healthy and stuff like that.
If you know of anybody with one of those like
little ab rollers,
I need one of those.
Just do one. Just do them yourself.
I can't. Well, I need help.
You don't need help.
I do because
the
my
whole
back
point
is
is
in
sitting
flitters,
down.
man. And I'm trying to make something that makes it easier to do the sit up.
But just that's how you get your back strong. Do a few planks. Do you do planks?
I do be planking all the time. Planking me sleep.
Planking here, planking there.
That's the beauty
everywhere.
about planks.
Exactly.
You can plank anywhere.
Plank anywhere. Just leaning against the wall. I'm a plank. What a plank. You're fucking
planking a school canoe. You better believe that's a planking.
Excellent. Alright.
I could have planked this whole hour, 4 minutes we were doing this.
You could, oh really? You could have been planking.
Planking
that's
for an hour,
okay.
4
Next
minutes.
week you have to plank the entire,
no. 30 seconds in, my whole body's shaking.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I
got this.
Did you like Vivarium?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's your challenge. So put that in your little app. See how you do.
Oh yeah.
5k to
I did.
1 hour plank.
I was doing push-ups the other day. I could only muster 16 before
That's pretty good.
My body said, no. No more push-ups.
You get the noodle arms, you get the little...
Oh yeah, shaking, and then all my elbows were cracking on the foot on like the 10th one, and I was like, oh my god.
You take a little break and do more, but the 16, you have to build up to it.
Yeah,
you have to start somewhere.
I build up to the 5k, build up to the 1,000 push-ups.
One go.
Build up to the 1,000,000 sit-ups that I'll be doing next week.
Planks, hour-long planks.
With me ab roller.
The little foam roller. This for like old ladies and stuff, Graeme. You don't need one.
I am an old
Just do some bicycle crunches. Get your leg up there.
Bicycle crunches.
That's what you do. You put your legs up at the same time and you like...
Oh yeah.
Do the opposite leg to opposite arm, so you're almost like twisting yourself, so you put your legs out and twist around.
I need some back stretches for my lower back. That's what I need.
Well, there you go. If you know what you need...
I need to go to a chiropractor and see if they can help me.
They won't. They'll just go, your spine is dust, mate.
I need to find ways of being able to sleep at night as well. I mean,
what's going on over there?
Sleep deprivation.
Sleep deprivation.
We have a feckin' rooster that goes off at 5 o'clock every feckin' morning.
Like properly? Because it's getting bright early now.
Proper.
Yeah. Does he live next door?
Every morning. Behind us. Behind the house.
Can you like just kill him by mistake?
Can't have tried. I tried.
Get a dog and so is there like chickens and stuff, or is he?
I presume he has chickens in there. Like it would be. He lives on a big plot.
Crazy. That's proper. That's rough. That is rough.
Oh,
because they really wake you up.
They do.
Yeah,
they really do. I mean, that's their job, isn't it? Yeah.
Dawn is early these days,
so to be ready.
You're just up all night.
Oh, yeah, I'm just I'm not sleeping well at the minute.
No.
So I need to find ways of... I thought the exercise would help, but it hasn't so far. And
apparently a tip, I learned some science.
And I was listening to the radio today, and they were like, "Oh, you need to do this, or you need to train your brain and do more exercise and make yourself cold, or have a cold shower or something." I was like, "Oh god!"
A good tip is some science guy said that the first thing in the morning or whenever you get up, get some daylight in your eyes. You need to get 2 to 10 minutes of daylight in your eyes.
2 to 10 minutes.
Well, if it's overcast, you need longer. But if it's actually you can see the sun, it's bright. Apparently, it turns on your whole system, your circadian rhythms and stuff like that. And if you do that every morning, but don't look at your phone, don't look at TVs, don't turn on loads of red lights.
Just stare directly into the sun for 2 minutes. and you'll be ready to go.
You will sleep that night, I tell you. It would burn out your last good eye. Yeah. But no, apparently it does. And then it kind of averages out the more you do it, you kind of sleep better. You kind of wake up at the same time and go to sleep easier.
Okay.
And don't use any screens or phones between 11 p.m. and 4 a.m.
Okay.
It's your sleepy nights, apparently.
Yeah.
So I was looking at a podcast guy called Andrew Huberman. He's a neuroscientist. He's a podcast and tells you all weird science stuff.
All right.
So even if you're trying to go to the toilet in the middle of the night, trying to turn on the lights and stuff like that, because apparently it sets you off. Because your lights and
Don't
phones
turn
and
on the
screens.
lights.
Well, obviously don't like piss all over the floor and stuff. You might have to sit down.
Great! You pissed in the sink again!
At least I got it in somewhere with a drain. Alright. But there you go. That's my tip.
Okay. Thank you, Joe.
You're welcome. I don't want you
will
not
use
sleeping,
those
Graham,
tips.
because you're going to have a baby now.
I know. Well, I won't be sleeping anyway,
ever
so
again.
maybe it's good training for that.
Just stay up. See how long you can go.
Yeah.
See what happens.
I
Just
could go forever.
Put the kids in the septic tank. Yeah.
Jesus.
Don't do
Yeah.
that, even as a game.
I won't, I promise.
Do. Promise me that. But yeah. All right.
That's the crack.
Excellent.
Great show, Joe.
Thanks, Graeme. You great show too.
Thanks,
I
man.
enjoyed it. All right.
I'll see you next week.
So you better. I'll see you then.
I'll be here. I'll have a few things to tell you.
Oh, good. I'll have also a few things to tell you. Just
Sweet,
maybe
man.
need things. Just keep talking. It'll never end. It'll never end.
The end.
The Graeme and Joe Show. 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 The Graeme and Joe Show.
See you later, guys. Tune in next week. It's been great. It's been beautiful.
Every man for himself.
Every man for himself.
Adieu. Bye-bye. The Graeme and Joe Show.
That's good. That's probably a good